Hey everyone, Geophysicist Stefan Burns here. There is a big storm brewing off of the Hawaiian Islands. We have a very low pressure system, a Kona low, just off here to the northwest in the North Pacific Ocean. We see wind speeds in this part of this low pressure system reaching 81 kilometers per hour. That's about 50 miles per hour. Those are sustained. The wind gusts are even higher, 134, 135 kilometers per hour. We can see our pressure right here. This is down to 992 hectopascals. And what this is going to be doing is bringing a lot of rain and a lot of lightning and thunder to the islands of Hawaii over the next few days. At least that is the forecast. In fact, this may be one of the biggest storms to hit the islands of Hawaii in quite some time. We could see water spouts and, for example, like tornado activity. This is definitely a big system. And what's so interesting about this is that all this activity is forecasted to hit Hawaii just as Kilauea is going to do its 43rd eruption. So there have been 42 eruptive episodes at Kilauea on the big island of Hawaii going back to December of 2024. They've in general been getting bigger and bigger across time. The last one occurred on the 15th of February, ending right on the 16th Universal Time, and it's been a long time building up to its 43rd eruptive episode, but right now the official estimate is that it will happen anytime between the 10th and the 14th of March, because now we are getting pretty close to that threshold where it should start to fountain. These lava fountains at Kilauea have been going up 1,500 feet, even more. So again, they've been getting bigger and bigger. There's a ton of VOG, produced by these volcanic eruptions. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how this sort of storm interacts with Kilauea. Keep in mind, the blood moon was perfectly viewable from Hawaii just about a week ago. As I record this today, March 10th, that was on the 3rd of March, or for Hawaii, it was, I think, the 2nd of March, very late at night. So you have this blood moon eclipse, effectively, and now you have this super low pressure system forming just off of the Hawaiian Islands, and Kilauea building up to perhaps have her biggest eruption yet. And here we have our latest update on Kilauea Volcano provided by the USGS, and you see that their forecast window for the next eruptive episode, episode 43, is sometime between March 10th today through the 14th. It's probably going to be the 11th or the 12th based off of the tilt data. They update this about once every day, a little bit more frequently when it's getting close to an eruption and or the eruption is ongoing. So I'll link this in the video description so you can stay up to date with what the USGS is putting out. And sometimes these forecasts shift because if things are accelerating, right, then it's going to happen sooner. Or if things get postponed, there's data suggesting that, then they'll move that forecast window out. But this is a pretty good resource. We see our tilt data here for Kilauea. Okay, and here we have the past 3 months, and then above it we have data for the past month. So we see that we have this inflation at Kilauea, and then we have this deflation there. The tilt goes down because you have all this lava erupt effectively, and then we see this rebound period. That is when you have this magma chamber refilling, okay? And so at times it just has a, you could say, small eruption. Other times it has a big eruption. This one here, I think being the biggest of this entire cycle. We'll look at the entire data time frame next. But since episode 42, which ended basically right on the 16th early morning, we see that we've been having a bit of a different pattern here with the tilt and the inflation deflation. So it's been going up and then subsiding, up, subsiding. So things have definitely been shifting after that blood moon and after that last one. And you'll recall, if we go back a little bit further than this, I don't remember exactly what episode it was now, but there was a magnitude 4.4 earthquake that struck right as the eruptive episode finished, and then we started seeing significant changes at Kilauea with the next eruptive episodes, making them bigger. So clearly that was some sort of fracturing event for the lava tubes and the plumbing system, you could say for Kilauea, now they've been getting quite large. Here we see our data across the entire time frame, okay? And this is going back to December 23rd of 2024. That's when this all started. And you see that a lot of these eruptions are occurring quite frequently, but look how they've been getting bigger and bigger and bigger, okay? So this is quite significant. That is that eruptive episode I mentioned with the magnitude 4.4 earthquake. And look how things shifted after that. That was the biggest one for sure. And now they've been getting larger and larger. And look at how this tilt data looks so different than everything that occurred before. So we are on this trend with overall tilt kind of decreasing, but the most recent trend is that the tilt is increasing just slightly from eruptive episode to eruptive episode. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how this big system off of the Hawaiian Islands is going to interact with Kilauea. We have basically some waves of activity expected and forecasted for the Hawaiian Islands coming in. We can look at that here. This only goes out a few days, but basically this low pressure system generating all this activity here, and then that is going to be sweeping over as time goes on. And that is going to be a lot of rain. That could even be hail, for example. Lightning and thunder is expected. Some forecasters are even expecting that there could be formation of water spouts and tornadoes. I know that seems a little crazy, but this is a big system not to be underestimated, and this will be sweeping over right around that time frame that Kilauea is going to be going off. So A, will the pressure affect Kilauea in some significant way? That's kind of an unknown, but more important to me, I would think, is how is that VOG going to affect this system? Because you have all these particulates produced, those act as condensation sites, right? You can get volcanic lightning, for example, just in general. It hasn't been seen at Kilauea with any of these eruptive episodes, but in general, when you have this sort of ashy material go up into the atmosphere, it alters the systems and the dynamics and the electromagnetics. So this could get kind of, you could say, amplified even further if we do get a big eruption at Kilauea and it decides to push up a lot of ash and VOG into the atmosphere. And I would expect, therefore, the big island to really be a bit of a vortex for this energy over the next week or so. So that is your latest update for the Hawaiian Islands. Kilauea is soon to erupt and a big weather system inbound over the next few days to week. I will keep you up to date on all of it. I've been your host, Stefan Burns. I'll do my best to live stream this next eruptive episode. I've been pretty good at catching them as they occur. So make sure you subscribe to my main channel. That's at Stefan Burns, where I do live streams. Also this one as well, to stay up to date on everything that's occurring with the Earth energetically. Earthquakes, volcanoes, severe weather, geomagnetic storms, solar activity, planetary alignments, interstellar cosmic forces, and more. Thank you all so much. Wishing each and every single one of you well. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next video.